Hello everyone, and welcome back to the #1 show in all of Michigan covering MHSAA girls volleyball. This is Above the Net. The gang is back together again alongside state champs volleyball guru Vince Muscat. I'm your host, Genna Rose. We have to give another thank you to Olympic gold medalist Jordan Larson for joining us on last week's show. If you missed that interview, you can listen to the full episode anywhere you like to get your podcasts. In the leadoff spot of today's show, we have an OAA Red Division matchup. This was the second time this season that Clarkson and Lake Orion have played each other. Both teams came in unbeaten in the OAA Red Division.
Yeah, Clarkson got Lake Orion in a preseason tournament early in the year. These guys are rivals. They're perennial favorites in the OAA Red. I feel like every year when you see a team in the semifinals in the state tournament, it's either one of these two. And it's funny because usually when Clarkson wins the OAA, you find that Lake Orion beats them in districts or vice versa. So they're a very competitive rivalry. When you talk about Lake Orion, Nina Horning, who just committed to Cincinnati, leads the team offensively. She's just very fluid in the back row and is a versatile player, both front row and back row when it comes to attacking. She has 217 kills on the year. Setter, Genna McCauley. She runs the show, she's athletic, she's got a great team chemistry, and she's just a leader by how hard she works on the court. Also keep an eye out for Piper Talaga. She's got 107 kills on the year, and she's hitting at a 257 clip. And for Clarkston, we've talked about Clarkston a few times this year. Their team is going to be based on their setting, I think. They got a freshman setter in Chloe Geitbrock, just started setting. Coach Allie Smith is very high on her, and then sophomore setter Emery Kubler. She's also somebody who just moves the ball around, and Clarkson is going to need those two to perform well if they want to move into a OAA Red Division Championship. Keep an eye out for sophomore outside hitter Kayla Kogan. She can just fly in the front row.
Next, we go to a key battle in the Lakes Valley Conference as Lakeland went on the road to take on South Lyon.
Yeah, Lakeland has some key players on their team too. They're ranked honorable mention in prep dig. Setter Eve Martin, 6'1" setter. She provides great blocking front in the front row. Obviously is a setter, so she controls the offense. You've got junior middle hitters Rachel Zurich and Olivia Krill who do a really nice job. In order for them to be successful, they've got to really be good at the ball control to get those middles of the ball, and obviously Eve can do that. And for South Lyon, you have junior setter Gabby Kaminsky. She runs a 5'1". She's got some nice size to her as well. Then you have junior middle hitter Sienna Daly and senior middle hitter Mia Vitale.
Finally, we head to a top 10 Division IV matchup on Tuesday night as number 6 Plymouth Christian traveled to take on number 7 Oakland Christian. The Lancers made it to the D4 state finals last season.
Yeah, Oakland Christian and Plymouth Christian always have a deep postseason run in them. Again, like Clarkson, Lake Orion, you generally find these two MIAC teams. One of them is competing in the semis. Plymouth Christian has had some success winning some state titles a few years back, and then you've got Oakland Christian, who was in the state finals last year and really a point away from winning a state championship. When you talk about Oakland, you've got senior middle hitter Anna Frazzi, and you've got senior libero Olivia Coletti. Plymouth Christian has 6'1" sophomore Allison Pilot. She's probably one of the most physical attackers in Division IV. For Plymouth Christian's success, she's going to have to be on, especially being in the middle where you can't always get the middle of the ball in an out-of-system situation. DJ, Coach Kellogg, has the Creighton sisters as well. Hallie is a senior setter, and Katie is a sophomore libero who play consistently and are very important to their success.
Hey high school girls volleyball fans, we are now on to one of my favorite segments on Above the Net where we bring on a special guest and talk about their program. For today, we have Sarah Lindstrom, the head coach for Northville High School. Thank you so much for joining us today, Sarah.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're definitely excited to hear more about your team, but something that's so interesting about your coaching style is that you really put emphasis on the mental aspect of the sport. How do you approach that in your coaching philosophy?
You know, I grew up as a multi-sport athlete. I had all different types of coaches, and I was just very well aware of the mental side of the game. It was something that I had to work on personally. I'm the baby of 4 girls, so I was always fighting to be competitive and be mentally strong. So when we come into our programs, this is my first year at Northville, our main goal is to make sure we know that talent can only get you so far. You need to train your brain the same way that you train your muscles and your body.
And how did you take on that experience of coming in with a brand new team? I feel like that sometimes that could be hard, navigating different personalities.
Yeah, especially we have a full roster. We have 18 girls. It's the first time in my 13 years of coaching that I've ever had a full roster of 18. The main thing is I have a huge coaching staff. I have 2 full-time assistant coaches, Keegan Flack and Darian Bandel, and I have 2 assistant coaches that are unpaid, but they are volunteer and they're there as well, my sister and my husband. So maintaining all the personalities helps having a big coaching staff. Also, just from the very beginning, we sit the girls down and we explain to them how our philosophies work and what we want to see in the gym, and it's pretty much you get on the bus or you get off. We have a lot of girls that are dialed in and definitely believing in what we're preaching and coaching.
Looking ahead, you guys are going to be playing Novi. It's one of the big rivalries here in the volleyball world, and especially with your experience with that program, what's your perspective on what we can anticipate from that matchup?
Well, you know, we already came up against them once this year, and we went 3 as Vince predicted, and we won by 2 in that 3rd set. So that team is so similar to us. They have 2 outsides that are liberos and club. So for us, it's pick your poison when we're serving. They have 3 great passers that are always back. So I can definitely tell you this is going to be a game where there's going to be a ton of long rallies. It's going to be a game of energy. Casey Byron is a friend of mine at Novi, so we both are very intense coaches. We're both very committed coaches, and I think both our teams have bought into that. So it is definitely going to be a loud match, and I anticipate, like I said, a ton of long rallies. I'm actually a Novi alumni, so this is a very interesting matchup for me, but I'm really excited. I think that a crosstown rivalry is always a great thing. A lot of these girls play travel together, so it'll be competitive, it'll be fun, and I have a feeling it'll be a long night.
Northville is certainly a force to be reckoned with. Coach, we appreciate you taking the time to join us here on Above the Net.
Thank you so much for having me.
And for those of you watching, you can check out the full-length interview here with Coach Lindstrom on our podcast, anywhere that you like to stream.
Do you know the biggest difference between a pickup game and organized high school sports? The answer is obvious: it's officials. School sports is more than just kicking a ball or running fast. They're an extension of a student's education and the classroom. An official can help teach the importance of following the rules, impartiality, and most importantly, fairness.
Captain of the football team, correct? Yes, sir. Represents leadership and sportsmanship, right? You guys set the good examples for your fellow teammates, okay? All right, we have a problem with one of your fellow teammates, we'll come and ask you to take care of the problem, okay?
But the need for officials has never been greater. There are some benefits to becoming an official, like staying in shape, staying involved in the sports you played as a young person, networking, and of course, you can earn some pretty good extra money while doing all of that. It's easy to sign up. Just go to MHSAA.com/officials and click register now. Now is a great time for you to get involved in your community and give something back to our kids. There's help wanted. We need you to whistle. For more information, visit our website at MHSAA.com.
Hi, I'm Laura Ramos with DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, and I'm here today with Josie and Abby from Notre Dame Prep. And today on Game Changers, we're going to show you the Shin Box Exercise that's going to improve your hip mobility and strength. There's not a sport out there that should not include the Shin Box Exercise in their warm-up. And also, if you're going into the gym to do some squat training, it's a great way to warm up and activate your hips before squat training. The first Shin Box Exercise starts out statically as a stretch. Get into this position. Both knees are bent at 90 degrees and your core is nice and straight. Now, if your hips are too tight to do this, use your arm on the bent front leg to hold your body, support yourself, and push yourself nice and straight. Otherwise, go ahead and just cross your arms on your chest and hold this stretch position for 30 seconds. Then, again, if you can do it without holding on to the ground, without support, switch your legs to the other side. Looks like this. Good. Reset, 90-degree knee bend, 90-degree knee bend, core straight, facing forward. If you can't do it, one side might be tighter than the other, then put the opposite, this arm down for support to keep yourself pushed up straight. Maintain that stretch for 30 seconds. And then repeat back and forth 3 to 5 times. The second Shin Box exercise progresses to a dynamic stretch. Start out by using arm support. Get into your stretch position with a 90-degree bend on both hips. Now, dynamically change to the opposite direction using arm support. Get back into that stretch and then get back out of it to the other side. And you're going back and forth like this, just with that hesitation stretch, hold core position and go. Hold core nice and tight and go. Repeat this back and forth for about 10 repetitions on each side. If you don't feel warmed up enough, you can do another set. The third Shin Box exercise not only focuses on mobility, but also on strength of the hips. It looks like this. Start out in the normal stretch position. Make sure at 90-90. Now in this position, the leg that's in front, use that arm to help you push forward and go into the upright position, tightening those glutes. And then slowly control and come back down. Now, if you can do it without arm support, try it that way. Again, arm up, push, and reach with the arm that's with the leg in the back position. Repeat that for about 8 reps. Now, we can make this even harder by adding in some resistance. So on the arm that is extending up, that's the leg that's in the back, you're going to add a kettlebell. Same thing. Push up and back down with control. Push up, back down with control. Again, perform this with about 8 repetitions on each hip. So work through the Shin Box progression and you'll develop healthy, flexible, strong hips. For more information on training, contact the team at DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
We are back inside the SESN studios for another Miss Volleyball profile. It's definitely an exciting race every year, Vince. Today, you're going to break down Ava Blizzard and Serena Nyombo.
Yeah, it's been fun kind of highlighting, previewing all the Miss Volleyball candidates. We're still early in the process. Ava Blizzard is a 6 rotation outside hitter for Marion. She brings just leadership on that court. When I talked about her in our first show where you guys interviewed me about Marion, she just is constantly bringing a ton of energy and leadership. She's got a hammer of an arm. She's going to NC State in the fall of 2022. And then you have Serena Nyombo. She's a middle hitter for Country Day. She has really changed that program, and they're a volleyball school now. And Coach Kim Lockhart has done a nice job with the group, and Serena has been, as a player, just taken that group to the next level. She's explosive in the middle. She blocks well, changes teams offensively, and then when she gets the ball, look out.
Now we have a quick update on our rankings. Vince, take it away.
Yeah, we've got some changes. I know that Skyline lost last week, but they were missing Harper Murray, which is kind of a big deal for that group. So we've got Notre Dame Prep still #1, still haven't been taken out on the season. So again, I talked about last week them having a brutal schedule in October, and Beast of the East is coming up. We got Rockford moving up past Grand Rapids Christian. They just beat GRC last week. Forest Hill Central up there, and there's Dakota just slowly moving up. And then you've got Northville and Novi, the 2 rivals, where I think they play in the next couple weeks. So that'll be a good top 10 matchup.
Awesome stuff as always, Vince. Thank you so much for joining us. For Vince Muscat, I'm Genna Rose. We'll see you next time. State Champs Above the Net is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers 24 varsity sports, including women's volleyball, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Above the Net is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, proud sponsor of the MHSAA. Detroit Medical Center Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Do you have a sports injury or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers.